It is another brand new day, and thank you for joining us. You're welcome to the Hello Africa Morning Show, brought to you by the Association of African Universities. This program is proudly sponsored by Verna Water and Biko Drinks. My name is Isabella Teta Henakwa, and I'm here with my co-host,
Miss
Naomi. Great. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine by the grace.
Weekend?
It was stressful, but I can't complain. Yes. And what do we have for our viewers today?
So today, just as we always do, there's going to be some top African news stories. We are going to be delving into the school collapsing and school building collapsing in Jos in Nigeria, and we are also going to talk about Binance X's facing trial in Nigeria for tax evasion. Kenyans, we are going to be discussing the new development in Kenya, where the president Ruto dissolves his cabinet amid the protest. We'll also, in our lifestyle segment, we are going to be addressing digital identity fraud in Africa. We have some amazing guests who will be joining us to help us do the discussion. And in the world of entertainment, we are going to be talking about nominations being open for Emmy Africa Awards and what the preparations are towards the Emmy Africa Rising Symposium, as well as a Nobel Prize recipient from Africa, Akinwande Oluwole, for his literature. And also, there was an issue. There was a story where Rema was in India performing for the world's richest wedding. And so we'll be bringing you many more of these stories. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget to also join us via our social media platforms. You can send in your questions. You can send in your comments via Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, AETV Official on Instagram, and AETV_universities on X. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
This is Hello Africa on AAU TV.
This program is proudly sponsored by Verna Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Thank you for sticking with us. And moving to the top African news, a two-story school building in Jos City at Plateau State in north-central Nigeria collapsed during morning classes on Friday, resulting in the death of 22 students, majority age 15 or younger. Now, the St. Academy School building collapsed, trapping 154 students, with 132 rescued and currently receiving treatment for injuries, according to Plateau Police spokesman Alfred Alabo. Rescue and health workers along with security forces were promptly deployed to the scene. Now, the state government attributed the collapse to the school's weak structure and its location near a riverbank, urging other schools with similar issues to close down. This tragic incident highlights the increasing frequency of building collapses in Nigeria, often due to poor enforcement of building regulations and inadequate maintenance. Naomi, this is our first story, Top African News, which is quite sad.
It's very
and
sad.
Also truly heartbreaking, losing children aged 15 or younger. That is really, really quite. And looking at the story, it seems this happened due to inadequate maintenance and also they not adhering to building regulations. What's your thought on this?
So, I'm very sorry to hear the story. Actually, I cannot imagine what the parents of these children, the school children, are going through currently. But I'm also glad that we've been able to identify the cause of the collapse of the building. Because if it says that the school had a very weak structure and it was close to a riverbank, I mean, why would you even build a school close to a riverbank?
That is the question we need to ask.
That is where. So aside from the states, most of the times we blame the states for doing what they are for not doing what they are supposed to do, but then the local authorities, who are the law enforcement bodies responsible for allocation of buildings in the state. So if they had done their work properly, whilst the building was even being put up, I'm sure they could have been able to let the people know that where you are building this, where you're putting up this structure, it's not going to help because, of course, it's close to the riverbank and anything can happen. And I'm sure even if Yes, it was closer to the riverbank, even if they are putting the necessary measures
yeah,
ensuring that
the structure
ensuring
is
that
very firm.
the structure is very firm. I'm not sure we'll be hearing this sad story
Yeah.
early this morning. So I wish the souls, the lost souls, rest in perfect peace, and I pray that the parents of these kids or children will be comforted one way or the other.
Yes, and the story, actually the story says it's been happening. I mean, buildings have been collapsing, and people used to, and they still build on river banks and all that at the side of the river banks, meaning land acquisition. If you have the money, you can get land anywhere so far as you have money, which is not good. I mean the state or whoever, the authority responsible for these checks and all that should ensure that people do not build. Currently, even in Ghana, when they realize that people are building closer to riverbanks, they collapse this building because you may be talking, but in future you are going to be victimized because you are going to face all these disasters and all that.
In the same vein, I'm also thinking, as a development communicator myself and a journalist, I am thinking what is causing people to want to build close to the riverbank. Probably because of poverty, because there isn't enough lands for them to build. And so they can only resort to building on the riverbanks. So there should be something.
There are regulations. It's against, you can't build closer to a riverbank.
And so there should be other alternatives. There should be alternatives for these people to build.
And
that is what
I'm looking
at.
Willing, whoever the school belongs to, is the person willing to move to another another location where, if they are saying, okay, you shouldn't build here, you should build here.
I'm sure if reasons are tangible,
they'll tell you this is where people are. This is where people will bring their school. So I prefer this location. That's what they're going to tell you.
Well, let's just hope that people will be, the responsible stakeholders can come together, deliberate on the best way to resolve this issue from happening again.
And I also use this opportunity to call for action to our citizens and even regular people. We all have to be vigilant and report concerns, especially when you see a school building closer to the riverbank or places where it shouldn't be. We need to report that to the state or to the right authority.
Away from that story and still in Nigeria, a Nigerian court will begin a trial against cryptocurrency exchange Binance on October 11 charges, with several trials for executives Tigran Gambarian and Nadeem Anjarwalla also facing money laundering charges. Anjarwalla, a British Kenyan, fled in March. Binance disputing the allegation engaged in talks with Nigerian authorities earlier this year, during which national security concerns were raised, including demands to delist the Naira and provide user data. Binance condemned as setting a dangerous precedence for global companies. We are hearing of cryptocurrency now almost every part of Africa, especially because of course it started from the West. What do you think will be the impact of this trial on the cryptocurrency industry in Nigeria?
Well, obviously, some people are going to back off. They are not going to invest in this industry or in this. Yes, they are not going to invest in it because looking at what their fellow company is going through, I think I may not be interested in, involving myself in cryptocurrency. But then the advice, or what I would say, is to the international companies. You know, when you decide to invest in a business, in a local area, they have their rules and regulations. So fine, you may have your policies and all that, but you need to adhere to these rules and regulations. I'm sure if Binance were paying their taxes and doing what they are supposed to do, I'm sure they are not going to face these challenges. So obviously, they didn't. I don't know how to say, but they didn't adhere to the rules, and you need to face the consequences.
Evasion is a very
you
big
need
crime.
to face it, no matter who you are. You have to. Yes, you have to face it.
But what do you think will be the implications of detaining the corporate executives?
Well, Yes, so the story made mention that they had already have a conversation with the authorities before they detained them, which to me, I don't know what, how they concluded. I don't know how they concluded the conversation, why they decided, because with issues like this, they first call you, to my best knowledge, they first call you, have a conversation with you, but they are still investigating. You have your freeway, but then you cannot move from the country. But to detain you, I think it's a bit harsh on them.
To me, I don't think it's a bit harsh because most of the time when the police or the authorities engage you, it is to confirm some allegations leveled against you in the suit. So if they are hearing that, oh, you have done so and so, based on your responses, when they are questioning you based on your responses, which they call examination, they arrest you or detain you. And sometimes if the allegations are not so strong, they can ask you to go and later come back for another examination. So
but they are still doing investigation, so why detain me? If you
probably, that's what I'm saying, probably some of their responses to their questions gave them out.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know how the conversation concluded, but to me, the first time is going to be a one-on-one conversation. They let you go, and then they investigate on the issue. But you don't have the permit to leave the country. That is what I know. And people are going to think, well, me thinking it's harsh. Obviously, the same. I'm not going to be interested in investing in such.
That's true. But there was also an incident of money laundering charges. Apparently, Nadim Najawala is facing money laundering charges, and we have had so many of such incidences in Ghana. What do you think is the cause, really?
That is the easy way. That is the easy way to make money. So I really, well, it is against the law, but that is the easy way. People set up business, pretending, use that to cover their money laundering, and then be using that business and be at the back. They are having this one-on-one.
I wish I could find out how it's done. Actually,
what you want to do?
I don't want to do it, but I just want to understand. I just want to understand the concept of money laundering, because yes, you're taking money from somewhere and depositing it
and using your business
using something to cover up. But then, how do they even get access to the funds in the first place? And what were the funds doing there?
Yeah,
if there's a sort of like a bank where the monies are pulled from, what is the money meant for, and why is it
probably another illegal business?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're doing an illegal business and somebody is taking some parts of the money, then you both should be arrested. You both should be tried.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why just the last person who took the money should take more of the blame without
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it is true. The last person they are going to
like
identify.
Tracking. They'll be able to track.
Just like for let's say Hajia for real, for instance. I know there are a lot of people involved in that scam thing. But then when they catch her, obviously they are going to locate the other fraudsters. So I think that is how they do it. Whoever they catch at that moment, you are the
used as a scapegoat.
Yeah, you are the guilty. And I'm hoping, they said they are still doing investigation. So I'm hoping it's going to be transparent and we all get to know what the problem is and their charges for such.
And we'll bring you more details of the story as and when they come up. So.
Now, moving to Kenya, which we've always been talking about every week, President William Ruto of Kenya dissolved his cabinet following 2 weeks of protest and a historic breach of the Kenyan parliament. This decision comes amid public dissatisfaction with the incompetence and arrogance of certain former cabinet ministers, with citizens urging the president to appoint skilled technocrats. That many previous cabinet members were politically appointed from Ruto's 2022 campaign. As Ruto faces the challenges of combating corruption and implementing austerity measures, the dissolution aims to ease pressure from the public, especially Gen Z, and to form a cabinet with integrity and a fresh perspective. Naomi, President Ruto again.
Yeah, I'm actually...
This week is from a different story altogether.
Yeah. I'm actually happy to see that there is this development, which is basically dissolving the cabinet. And it tells you that And as much as the protest didn't start on a good, it started on a good note and it escalated to some lives being lost and all of that. I think that the president has shown that he is a true leader, he's empathetic, and he listens to his people.
Yeah.
Because for him to say that there's pressure from Gen Z, which of course he's ruling a specific group of people. So if the people are saying they are unhappy about these cabinet ministers' behavior, and he's saying that, okay, these people have valid reasons, and so let me dissolve the cabinet and then just work with these people and maybe later bring in. And I see some of the reasons, some of the people who protested for this said that he appointed these ministers based off of the fact that
I have
based off the fact that they were political, they were part of his campaign team.
And they did well during the election time, so we have to award them by giving them positions.
But then it also comes down to competence, and that is because they were served these ministerial positions on a silver platter, quote unquote. They now sort of feel as though they do not owe the people anything. They rather owe allegiance to the president. And for the president to say, look, I am ruling these people and they are unhappy about your behavior, and so you have to go. That's a very rapid response to the people, and it shows the kind of character he has or possesses as a president.
And I think he's doing everything possible to maintain his seat, because they really wanted they wanted him to resign from his position, but he's trying to listen to his people and then do whatever they are asking for. But I didn't like the fact that you have to appoint people based on their strengths or based on what they did for you during the election. It is not fair. You need to look at people who are competent, people who have the integrity, people who can do the job. That is how you have to recruit. Or if not, then that's why we are not developing. Because if I say, okay, Naomi, I am going for president, and because you've helped me during my lifetime and all that, so come as a vice. No. Oh, I was even giving a vice president. A running mate, but you want gender. No, I mean, we need to look at the integrity of our people to appoint them. So, because we want to develop and not just be stagnant and do a family business or no. So please, Ruto, I like what you are doing. Keep on listening to your people, and this serves as a lesson to other presidential candidates who will be coming. If you are appointing your people, ensure that you take or you appoint the best people.
Competent people.
Exactly, that's the word, competent people.
Okay, now moving on to Morocco. A Moroccan influencer and tech enthusiast, Amina El Filali has been crowned Miss AI in a prestigious international competition celebrating women in artificial intelligence. El Filali, known for her innovative tech content and advocacy for women in STEM, AI project aimed at improving healthcare accessibility in rural areas. Her project uses machine learning algorithms to predict and manage medical supplies in underserved regions, addressing a critical gap in healthcare infrastructure. This win not only highlights her exceptional skills, but also underscores the importance of female representation in the tech industry. El Filali's journey to the Miss AI title began with the popular social media platforms, where she demystifies complex AI concepts and inspires young women to pursue careers in technology. Her win has been widely celebrated in Morocco and beyond, serving as a beacon of hope and empowerment for aspiring female technologists. As Miss AI, El advocacy work, focusing on initiatives that promote education and innovation in AI for social good. Isabella.
Yes, dear.
I first of all, I would like to commend Morocco for really embracing AI. Because Morocco is one of the countries that have been able to really put into use AI to actually realize the potentials of what AI can do in Africa. But looking at El Filali's win, what do you think it is? Like, what do you think is the significance of this for women in AI and STEM, especially in Africa?
Exactly. You mentioned for women, at least she being a woman alone is very, very significant because currently we see women thriving in the field of STEM, and talking about AI, which recently evolved. I mean, it's an emerging and technological improvement, exactly. And seeing a woman in that field, it's really significant because people are going to be encouraged. People are going to see the essence in involving in such field, and that stereotype that when it comes to technology, a woman cannot be involved in it. All this is proving that hey, we can do it. We can also be involved in such field. So I think it's a very good thing, and even sorry to say, but even seeing an Arab woman, you know, initially to be a woman in the Arab sector, in Arabian sector, you can't involve yourself in
so many things.
Yes, so many things. But looking at her coming out and winning at the same time, I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it was a pageant, but for her innovation using AI and looking at what she does, using her work to impact healthcare and even rural medical supply.
Yeah. That part alone, the project.
What do you think is the impact of her project? What do you think will be the impact
you
of
know,
her project?
last week we were talking about pageant, a first Black American being, and we were talking about the points they used to. Sometimes it's your project, and looking at health when we are talking about achieving all the SDGs. Health is because without you having a good health, you cannot be able to. So I think she choosing a health and identifying that there's a gap in the health sector, which her AI project seeks to provide solutions to these gaps. I think it's a very good initiative, which we all have to support, because when it comes to health, it's a very crucial thing, which if a country will develop, that means the well-being of the citizens, the good health of the citizens should be your priority. So I think that is what boosted her to win, and also her social influence, because she was an influencer before.
I was just about talking about that.
She was an influencer before going into that competition. So I think she already has the influence, and having the influence means you're a model to people, and you're going to encourage people to be in that sector, to identify gaps, find solutions for them.
And what do you think would be like the broader implications of increased female representation in
this
the
is a step
field?
Yes, this is a step. And to me, if I should see a woman like me doing this, obviously I'm going to be encouraged to do that. So it's a step, and it's going to encourage others to do the same thing.
We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to delve into our news portal review. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
The CGC Show is back on your screens. This season on the CGC Show, bring you nothing short of interesting and of course educative interviews. We are going to delve into the areas of technical and vocational education and training, TVET. We will get interactive with our professional and well-experienced guests to educate us on how to attain the career path you have been dreaming of in TVET. On the show, we focus mainly on highlighting career opportunities and job prospects available in the program you are studying or yet to read at the tertiary level. Better yet, we help you understand that whatever venture you are in can contribute to the economic development of our beautiful continent. Join me, Ms. Darko, on the CGC Show on AAU TV as I engage experts and professionals to help build and nurture your career. The CGC Show, your trusted pathway to your dreams.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
And on our news portal review, we are going to start with the University World News, and where a large clinical trial in South Africa and Uganda has demonstrated that a twice-yearly injection of lenacapavir, a new pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP drug, provides total protection against HIV infection in young women. The trial, involving 5,000 participants, compared the efficacy of lenacapavir to two, which is TDF, and Discovery, which is FTAF, showing 100% effectiveness with lenacapavir. This breakthrough offers a significant advancement in HIV prevention, particularly for young women who struggle with daily PrEP regimens. Now, key discussions points include the trial's methodology, the importance of lenacapavir and HIV prevention, its potential impact on global HIV infection rates, and the challenges of accessibility and affordability for widespread use. Naomi, a new invention in the health aspect where we are going to have 100% protection against HIV infection.
This is a step in the right direction.
Yes. Now let's look at the I don't know, should I say the ingredients or the materials used for this injection, which according to study, it's 100% effective compared to the pill that they used to take. Well, what's your thought in that?
So looking at this, we all see how, especially in Ghana, we've been, the news has been, or our news or media outlets have been publicizing the number of HIV cases we get in a day, in a month, in a year, and the numbers keep increasing. It's quite alarming. So to see this new development, I cannot tell because I have a science background in high school, but I really cannot give details into like the drug specifically, but I'm sure, like they said, they did a trial and they were able to identify that this drug can protect us from, can give 100% protection against HIV. So I believe that this will go a long way to reduce the numbers. If people take this, just like how people take the condoms, they use the condoms to prevent HIV. I'm sure that if this drug comes on, I'm just hoping that it will not be so expensive because it's new.
I was about
and especially in Africa, I'm just hoping that it will not be so expensive so that it will be affordable for people to just go and purchase it and then be able to protect themselves completely from HIV.
Talking about price, I think probably it's going to be affordable because this, you're going to need just 2 shots, 6 months first shots, then after the 6 months you take the second shot. So compared to the daily pills that HIV victims were taking, this is just 2 compared to the previous medications, which is daily.
I just want to understand, is it going to be like is it going to, because it says 100% protection. So this is when you do not have the HIV, this is something you take to protect yourself.
Yes.
So if that is the case, then I'm thinking that,
how about those who have it?
Is it going to be in the form of a vaccine, or it's going to be like a regular medication that you take, and then after some time, like how we take antibiotics? So
it's a vaccine. It's a vaccine they are developing. So instead of you taking a pill, and I'm sure it's just it does not go just for people who do not have HIV. Even if you are infected, you can you can take it and then prevent it from spreading to other people. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not just for people who do not have HIV, but then if you're infected, you still should go for the shots because it's going to prevent you from spreading
the disease,
to infection, other people. So I think it's a good, and being in Africa, I'm just hoping it's going to be accessible for everybody to get shots, the shots, because it's not going to be just South Africa and then Uganda.
The reason I'm concerned about the pricing is because we know that we really do not have. Sometimes we do not have the resources to produce them in large quantities, and even when we produce them in large quantities, a lot of things go into it. So to factor all of those operational costs into the main pricing of the vaccine or the drug, that is what is making me worried, because then the price quotation will have to go high.
Yeah.
And then if it goes high, who are the people who can afford it? Obviously, it will just be a fraction of people.
Yeah.
So how do we make it accessible to all?
So
and that is where government support and donor support comes in. Grants. There should be some form of investment into this research.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was about saying that this is where the government comes in, because they are currently at the clinical trial, and it's going to go through a lot of stages before it comes out. From here, they'll have to submit their findings to the WHO. They are also going to do another second clinical trial on a larger number of people before it comes out. So the government from different African countries should come together and support this initiative. That is where we can say that, okay, people, so let's say if Ghana government supports it, obviously when they are done, they are going to give a share to us. When Nigerian government also supports, you're going to get your share from the vaccine
and I think like you've taken us through the processes to get this fully done. In as much as this would have to go through processes, I think governments and the relevant stakeholders will need to collaborate on how to make this accessible to all. Because we are now thinking about cost. We are now thinking about, if it's high, just a fraction of people would have access to it. But then we are thinking, I'm also thinking that if we are looking at getting this across, just like every other vaccine, then even as we await the approval from WHO, we need to collaborate and ensure that some investment is made in this, and then immediately the approval comes, there's that money available to produce them in large quantities to subsidize the cost.
Collaboration is always key.
Yeah. Away from that story, Dr. Nububle Pamela Nkambani, South Africa's new Minister of Higher Education and Training, who was appointed in June following the cabinet reshuffle, has prioritized addressing the challenges within the National Students Financial Aid Scheme. Nkambani aims to resolve funding inefficiencies, promote gender equality, and align technical and vocational education with market demands. Her appointment has sparked debate, with some questioning her experience and qualifications. However, Nkambani emphasizes her commitment to improving higher education and empowering graduates to address South Africa's socio-economic challenges.
Student funding.
Yeah.
It's one of the critical aspects that is preventing students from going to school.
Yeah.
And especially when they go in for loans and all that, paying back is an issue. So I'm scared of loans. I don't like taking loans and all that. To prevent shame and embarrassment, I'd rather stay home
and wait till when you're ready.
Enough money.
But then some people too do not have the patience, and some people too, some people too might lose the knowledge that they've acquired. Because if you're progressing in your academics, it means you are building on the knowledge you've acquired. So some people may tend to have challenges trying to recollect everything that they've studied after they're taking like some gap years. So I think that is where the challenge is with waiting to continue. But I like Dr. Pamela's approach to resolving the funding issues. But like we said, when governments collaborate, I'm sure some of the issues that we are facing in Africa would be eradicated, because if there's some monies put aside for student funding, not necessarily loans, but at least some 25% scholarship, 10% scholarship, so far as there's some form of scholarship for the students, they'll be motivated to find money to go to the school. Because if, let's say, in Ghana, I'm supposed to pay school fees of 2,000 Ghana cedis a semester, and then the government tells me that, oh, I'm giving you 25% scholarship. Just with that in my mind, I'll be like, oh, okay, then I can afford one way or the other. Even if I cannot afford the 75% left, I am sure just having it at the back of my mind that the government has absorbed 25% of the cost will push me to find money to pay the 75% and be able to still go to school. So there are so many strategies that we can adopt to ensure that people feel as though they can always go to school, because there's scholarship available, there's funds available, and there's even support. Do you get it? So looking at the politician, Dr. Pamela Nkambani, her approach to resolving this issue, what do you think? And I saw it was highlighted that she is there to also promote gender equality. You know how big I am with gender equality. So I
Madam
think,
Gender.
so we're looking at her role as a doctor. Let's explore her goal of increasing the number of women, female vice chancellors, and then the potential impact on our education sector as a whole. Not to even veer off from her region or her country. Let's look at the University of Ghana, the vice chancellor. What do you think that alone can impact the female representation and overall also impacts the education sector in Africa?
Yes, you know, I have been questioned about leaders, women taking leadership position, and my answer to that was, you know, when it comes to women, we know how to take care of things. We are not personalized. We look at other people. We look at the benefit of people. And when it comes to education, it shouldn't just be your faculty, or it shouldn't just be your department. You see a woman, a leader, a woman as a leader in a department, though the person is solving his or her problems, at the same time looking at the benefit of other people. And that is women for you. So we know how to cater for all. And I like it when a woman is in leadership. Even here at AAU, our comms department is being led by a woman. And look at how things are being run here.
And so, she's not just comms, she does IT
and all that. Women in STEM, exactly. So to see a woman with that leadership role and even committing, making sure that there's going to be gender equality in every field, I think it's a good. It's a good thing, and we shouldn't just. And people were questioning her experience and qualification, or even she being a woman. And no, if a woman to do this, obviously she is going to do it, no matter the challenges she faces. She is going to do this. And one strategy I noted, she's going to do in order to solve this issue is the TVET, aligning the technical and vocational training to market needs. And obviously, when a student graduates from this field, there is a market need there. I'm going to identify a solution. And that is women for you. A man may not, please permit me to say, a man may not think about the future and just look at current issues and then say, okay, let's do this course.
We are just saying.
You just let me look at my back. So we are just doing this or that. But a woman is thinking for the future. How am I going to ensure that when the students comes out from school, they are going to get jobs and help solve the South African socioeconomic challenges? I think women, that is women for you.
And I'll commend her actually for thinking about all of these areas, gender equality, improving, promoting research, and improving the quality of education that we have, and then enhancing the overall efficiency within the higher education system. So we wish her all the best, and we hope that she's able to realize these dreams and aspirations that she has.
And still on education, ahead of Rwanda's presidential and parliamentary elections on 15th July, which is today, candidates have outlined their higher education priorities. Incumbent President Paul Kagame of the Rwanda Patriotic Front focuses on continuing to promote quality education. Dr. Frank Habineza of the Democratic Green Party pledges to increase university lecturers' salaries to improve education quality and proposes the establishment of research centers in each district. Independent candidate Philip Impayemana emphasizes improving the student loan scheme and expanding government sponsorship to students in private universities. Observers note that these ideas, regardless of the election outcome, could positively influence Rwanda's higher education landscape. These are politicians for us, Naomi. It's election time, so we have to look at what our people need and then pledges on improving those sectors to win election. But then, looking at, I like the way, I like the fact that they are all focusing on education, which is the start for knowledge building, the start for acquiring the skills and all that. I like that. And they all picked a sector of a problem. Which, I mean, these are all needed, but they are all focusing on different gaps. Well, what's your take? What's your take, and how do you see this politician with these pledges?
So, of course, I would say that they are not just pledges because they are problems identified, there are gaps identified in the country, and they are looking forward to solving. Yeah. But the thing is, in terms of voting or the citizens deciding on whom to vote for, they are going to look at how feasible. Because now I believe that Africans are waking up. They are awake, if they are awake already. If they are yet to even, I'm sure that they are awake already. So I'm sure that there are so many things that they are going to look at. And it's not just about you coming to promise that, yes, maybe we need roads, but and they are promising us that you are going to construct roads for us. They are going to look at how you can lobby, even the way you speak to them. It will tell them the kind of character or your approach to doing things. If you come with some form of like authoritative speech, they will know that you would get there and then you might not even listen to their cries because at the end of the day, it is what you want. But then how are you also ensuring that these pledges that you are pledging them, the people have demanded for these things? The people need these things. So it will definitely affect the voting process. It will definitely affect whom they would vote for, and it will definitely ultimately also give some form of retrospection for the candidates who are vying for the position.
Now let's look at the priorities mentioned here, and let's take the candidate from the Democratic Green Parties, who is willing to impact on lecturers' salary. How do you see this gap, and should he, let's say, find solution or do this? How do you think it's going to improve our educational sector in lecturers' salary?
I think our lecturers do a lot. The lecturers do a lot, especially in Africa. But most of them complain about the salary. They say that it's never enough. Yes, salaries can never be enough, but I mean, yes, it's something that
no matter how high you achieve, you still.
But there should be some form of compensation. Yes, maybe not just the salary, but how do we better the lives of even their children? Because some of them still, they are university lecturers, but they live in their own homes, they pay rent. If they don't live in their own homes, they pay rent. They have to commute to school. How are we making sure that structures are being put in place to make their lives easy? You know, when we make the lecturers' life easy, the practice will be attractive to people. And then people will now go into teaching, and it will, in the end, increase the number of teachers we have, which will increase the student-teacher ratio in our various departments and faculties. And it will ultimately affect our higher education sector. So I think we need to try as much, governments needs to try as much as possible to ensure that our lecturers' lives, their well-being is catered for, and we make the practice or the profession attractive to the younger ones even. Because now there's a lecturer standing in front of you. Should the lecturer ask you what would you like to do in the future? Almost like it will be just like about 1% of the class that would say, maybe I want to be in your shoes one day. And that is because we are aware of these things. They always come to the students. We are aware that their pay, their salary, their living conditions are not so good. So if we are to invest in the profession, I'm sure it will be attractive for the younger generation to also want to contribute.
Yeah, it will. And to add on, obviously, if you are happy at your work or what you do,
you'll be highly productive. Yes. You'll be
put in all your
self-motivated.
exactly
Yeah.
put in all your efforts and ensure that whatever you are doing, and I mean it's a success.
Yeah.
So increasing lecturers' salary, just like they've been complaining. Every lecturer I come across have been complaining about salary, our money is not enough and all that. So obviously when you do that for them, they are going to put in all their effort and do what is expected from them. And also moving to the research and innovation, the same candidate is promising to improve and even establishing research centers in each district, one factory. This is one district, one research centers. Well, what's your take on that?
I have little to nothing to say about that, but I'm hoping that it will be feasible. It is something which is feasible, of course, but it will come to it. We are able to realize these plans that we are putting in place. It's not just about, oh, you're saying you are doing this, you're going to do that, and then nothing happens. We want to see them. We want to see them materialize. There are so many policies, there are so many projects that governments can develop. Like they will talk about it. Yeah, let me say they talk about it, but we don't really see it.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to compare, but we've had so many promises in Ghana.
Comparing will bring you issues, just like someone compared.
Exactly. During the COVID era and then now, and see. So it's not just about saying, it's about doing and making the people see that this is the evidence of what you promised them.
Yeah. And research and innovation is quite crucial when it comes to developing a country. That is the start. That is after you research, you identify the gap, and then you innovate to find solutions for them. So I think it is very good, and just like you made mention, it shouldn't just be words, but then let's see the actions. When you win, to whoever is going to win, ensure that you bring all these gaps together. It shouldn't be like, okay, I said I'm going to do research centers, so I'm just focusing on research centers. I said I'm going to increase salary, so I'm going to, we bring all these are quite important when it comes to the educational sector, and we hope that the best candidate wins and push the country ahead.
Now we are going to be finding out what pushes female university students towards sex work, and this is according to University World News. A 2020 study found high prevalence of sexual promiscuity among female students, driven by poverty, peer pressure, and parental neglect. The story is told of a young lady in 2021, 23-year-old Ruth Daniel, which is obviously had a promising future after excelling in her West Africa Senior Schools as a certificate examination and gaining admission to study botany at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, in southern Nigeria. However, her dad's death weeks later clouded her dreams. As the eldest of 4 children, she worked as a laborer to pay her first tuition fees while her mother sold their belongings. But the lack of proper shelter, food, or books pushed her towards sex work to survive. Isabella.
Yeah.
She was introduced by a friend to do sex work to fund her education and support her family. Would you, not to judge, but would you think that this approach was the best?
Not to judge?
Yeah.
Obviously it's not. I mean, there are lots of, okay, we keep complaining about employability, like there are no jobs and all that. But then there are other alternative ways which you can acquire money or get money to further your education. Myself, I mean, I supported my parents sometimes back in school, and I didn't do sex. I didn't do sex trade and all that. I do other job. I like cooking. I was cooking for a restaurant. I was doing ushering. I was doing promotion. You know, we go around promoting products. Exactly. I was doing quite a whole lot of different small jobs to get money to go to school. So I wouldn't say going into the sex trade or prostitution is good. No, there are other ways you can get money as a student who is still in school to cater for your education. However, I would say you know, most of these ladies who do that, I've seen quite a lot, and if you see them alone, their appearance and then the costs for that appearance, it's much more compared to me that I don't want to do. And so I would say social influence.
Yes.
They want to live rich.
Which
they
was highlighted in the research, peer pressure.
They want to live rich. You look on social media, people are in these cars, they are in these buildings, and they are going for trips and not. As a student, you may probably want to also do that. And looking at ushering, you take little amount of money, and promotion, activation, quite a little money. So I'm obviously not going to do that compared to the secretary where I go one night
and then you
get
make your
huge
money.
amount of money. So it is not good, but then the social influence, social media and all that is what pushes.
Despite that, I also think that at least she used it in a proper way. She used it to fund her education and also support her family.
Yes.
But I'm also thinking, she said that the mother sold their belongings. But so if they sold their belongings, what happened to the money? Were they surviving on those funds, or
probably it was not
exactly?
enough? I mean, you sell and then it goes, that's all. But you know, school is 4 years duration, so probably it was not enough. But maybe she sold it for just 1 year, and then how about the other year? So it may not be enough.
Well, it may not be enough, but that is why we always call for these scholarship schemes. I mean, there will definitely be great needy students, brilliant but needy students. Well, even if she wasn't brilliant, she's the needy students in this year. So there should be some form of allocation, funds allocated to these people, so that in this case, if she was already in school when the incident happened, at least if the institution has some funds allocated for needy students, she could have tapped into that resource and then continued with her education. But then that is where it comes back to TVET.
Yeah.
It's not just about going into the university that is the only solution. It's not just about that. You can always look to other
trainings,
like
the vocational and technical trainings.
Yes, and some people would say that, oh, you will need to have some monies before you can even start TVET. But sometimes, just try. You can talk to people and say, oh, I lost my dad, I would want to do this, I would want to further my education, but for now, I would want to learn. It's because a lot of people are choosing to not be humble. I think humility pays a lot.
Exactly.
I say that humility pays a lot. If you are not willing to go down, don't be
at your level.
Yes, just go down, till the ground, so that when the time comes and you sow, at the right time you will enjoy your harvest. But if you're not ready to till the land, who should till the land for you to come and bear the harvest? So definitely there will be some hard times, but then in as much as you are sowing, you should put it at the back of your mind, at the back of your mind, that one day the harvest season will come and I'm going to reap what I sowed. So but it also highlighted that there's been some economic hardships and rising living costs in Nigeria, which has resulted in the increased sex work among university students.
Like I said,
yes,
obviously you're going to face hardship. If maybe your parents do not have a lot and to support you, you are obviously going to face, but that shouldn't be the only pathway to get money. No, you can do, even people in the international schools and all that, they work.
Yes.
Because living expenses is also hard there. But they don't do sex jobs. Fine, there are job opportunities there. But same here, you can find, just like you made mention, if you go to someone, let the person know what you are going through, let the person know your experience and all, then you are willing, humility, you are willing to learn, you are willing to make it in life without damaging your body and doing all sorts of things. You're obviously going to make it. People are doing it. So, and to me, I don't think it's hardship and all that. Fine, you may go and try it one more time. And that's what they do. They try it once, they liked it, they saw the amount they got within a short period of time. Obviously, they'll say, okay, then let me do more, because if within 1 minute or 2 minutes I can get this amount of money.
But the study also highlighted that there was one student who rejected sex work despite her financial hardships and peer
how
pressure.
did it go?
Oh, the person is okay.
Exactly.
She's still surviving, even though she's still going through the hardships. She still survives. Yeah.
So sex working shouldn't just be the options for us to cater for education. No, it shouldn't be.
It also says materialism motivates some students to engage
like
in sex work
said,
for luxury items, even if they come from middle class families. And experts stress the importance of family support, financial aid from government, and moral guidance. Like I said, if there's some form of financial support somewhere, they will definitely, these students could have tapped into that and then used it during her time in the university. So
now, moving to the next story, still on education, the University of Rwanda has reduced a number of courses by 33% to strengthen the foundation for undergraduate students, following cabinet-approved reforms in February 2024. This consolidation reduced nearly 300 programs to 92, aiming to eliminate duplication and enhance educational quality. Dr. Didas Kayihura Muganga, acting vice-chancellor, emphasized that this strategic shift optimizes resource allocation and prepares students better for the job market or further specialization. In school, and I'm experiencing the serious. I wish I am back in school and I'm going to experience this, because
33% course cut.
From, I think it should be more, because from 300 programs to 92, the percentage should be more, not 33. And it's good. This headache of learning this, and learning
Sometimes you do about 9 courses in a semester.
In a semester. It is not easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy to
learn.
It's
the reduction of the programs is aimed at building a robust foundation for undergraduate students.
Exactly.
When it's done tailored to your course,
specialized
to your course, I think that would help them. Just focus on what you are reading and not necessarily read other things. Because I remember during my undergraduate school days, I'm like, there are some courses I read and I'm like,
what are you going to use? What are you going to use?
I'm here to do this. Just give me those things and let me read. Now I'm reading other things like,
and you end up doing the theoretical aspect with little practical, which the practical is the more, is what is needed, because when you go to the field, you're not going to read books. You're going to do the practical aspect. So reducing from 300 to 92, to me, I think is good. So let's say if I'm doing communication and I'm doing journalism, I'm going to focus on just journalism. No PR, no marketing, no statistics, no whatever. I'm mentioning the causes I didn't like, learning all these just for one particular specialized field. I mean, it's really a headache. Trust me.
And it also says that the reform, by consolidating the programs, the university aims to provide a stronger educational foundation and better preparation for the job market or even higher education.
So if I come out from a communication school, I should have the skill. I should be like perfect in the communication sector. When I'm coming from the engineering field, I should be perfect when it comes to engineering.
Because by the time
I'm specialized.
The time you used to learn other courses, we may not be so relevant to you. You're only studying what is specialized to your course. So
and that is also going to help with the staff recruitment. When you're recruiting people, you know that
they have the skill, they have the knowledge in this particular field, and so they can do it. So
I think we are done with our
news portal review.
Please stay with us. We'll be right back for the lifestyle segment.
Hey, so this is Dishant from Unica University Common Application. I recommend you to watch AAU television.
AAU TV is the place to be for every person in higher education in Africa. Better be there or be nowhere.
Continuez de regarder la télé et surtout sur le AAU. Keep watching it and it will change the way you interact with higher education on the continent. AAU, great job.
I want to tell you that AAU television is fantastic. It's educative, it's informative, and it is a must for anybody who is interested in higher education in Africa.
When I was in Accra last year, I did an interview on this TV. It's a very important mouthpiece.
It's a data, it's a bank of all we need for the development of higher education in Africa.
People should make an effort to view it because it discusses very current issues of development across the continent.
I believe that the station will continue to promote the overall development of Africa, particularly in the tertiary education sector.
AAU TV provides a platform and shares a lot of information to a broader audience. So we wish you all the best and please continue serving
AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
If you just joined, this is Hello Africa Morning Show, a magazine show brought to you by the Association of African Universities and proudly sponsored by Vena Purified Water and Bico Drinks. Moving to the lifestyle segment, today we are going to discuss digital identity fraud, which is posing a growing threat in Africa as the continent embraces digital transformation. Now, from financial services to individuals and organization interactions, the reliance on digital platform has soared, making individuals and organizations vulnerable to various forms of cyber threat. Cybersecurity is essential in protecting against data breaches, financial losses, and reputational harm across individuals, businesses, and organizations. Now, we are going to engage with two experts in the cybersecurity to explore Africa's cybersecurity landscape, focusing on digital identity fraud and suggesting strategies for the future. Now, as a result of this interview, we're going to, the outcome is going to provide a comprehensive understanding of digital identity fraud in Africa, offering insight and recommendations for individuals, business, and policymakers to strengthen digital identity security and also to reduce fraud. Hello, Madam Gloria and Mr. Eric. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Can you?
I can.
Great. Thank you for joining us today to discuss digital identity fraud. All right, before we begin, I'd like you to just briefly introduce yourself to our viewers. Starting with, ladies first. So starting with Madam Gloria.
Okay. Gloria, an administrator with Ignition 5 Consult and also a Cisco Cyber Ops Associate. So basically, that's me.
Paso. Please, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Eric Gordon Kweku. I'm a cybersecurity analyst, and I've been in the cybersecurity space for some time now, and I'm Ghana School on Internet Governance Fellow.
Thank you once again for joining us on Hello Africa Morning Show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us.
To provide a brief or an overview of the current state when we talk about digital identity fraud in Africa.
Okay,
Mr. Eric,
let me
this goes
start.
to you.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Eric, can you hear me? Madam Gloria, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I
I
can
Okay,
hear
I
you.
think,
yeah, I
okay. So, Mr. Eric, I was asking if you can give us an overview of the current state when we talk about digital identity fraud, being an expert in cybersecurity. What is the current state?
so identity fraud in general is a cybersecurity incident, and I would say it's a fraud or it's a type of fraud where perpetrators they use victims' information, such as names, social security numbers, and credit card details to commit fraud without their permission. So when you put it in the context of Africa, I will say that it's not in terms of the governance and the protection, like law agencies, what they are doing. I think we have a lot to do in Africa because there are lots of countries that they have not implemented or they have not enacted cybersecurity laws and frameworks. Even when you check, according to African Union, there are about 19 countries that have signed to the Malabo Convention, and only 15 have actually ratified to the convention. So I think that there's a lot to do, and it's these laws that is going to protect and help to mitigate the kind of fraud that we are dealing with.
Under the lifestyle segment, because when it comes to the digital aspect, we normally use it almost every sector. Now, with this, Madam Gloria, I would like to ask, what are some of the common types of digital identity fraud we are facing on the continent?
Thank you so much. Most common identity fraud that we are facing, basically, we know of one, the mobile money fraud is one, and then social media impersonation is another. Then we talk about the government document fraud. Smile ID, which is an ID provider in Africa, their leading ID provider in Africa. According to their report, that's 2024 report concerning digital fraud, identity fraud, they made mention that almost 80% of these frauds are attacked, they attacked the national ID card. 80% national ID cards. So it's really, really alarming. And then we can talk about education fraud, we can talk about employment scams, you can talk about the cryptocurrency scam. So basically, these are some of the common frauds that are going on. Yes, yes.
It's alarming. Mentioning 80% of this fraud issues are related to our national ID card. Now, here lies the case where even in Ghana here, we use this identity card in almost all our transactions and purchase, and even in any registration you're going to do and they need your identity card, it is the national ID card that we mostly use. Now, this is going to obviously create trust issues when it comes to the financial aspect and also purchasing things online and all that. Aside this, still on you, Madam Gloria, what do you think are some of the effects on identity fraud?
Okay, so basically, there'll be trust issues. You be scared. You have that fear of engaging online activities. When it comes to not everything is online, banking is online, and you be scared to engage. You be scared to give out your personal information. So these are some of the things. Fear sets in. People are reluctant to engage in online services when we are already encouraging people to to adopt technologies, digital technologies, and then the fear of it will definitely, people will be reluctant. They'll be wary of giving out their personal information, when an institution asks them to do that. So it's scary. It's really scary.
It's really scary, like you mentioned. Now, Mr. Eric, if you're online, being in the field of cybersecurity, what do you think is contributing to the rise of this identity fraud? Currently, we do hear that a lot. When you open your social media platform, you see scam alerts. I do get notification from my bank institution giving me scam alerts and all that. It means it's rising. What do you think are the conditions influencing the rise?
There are a lot of factors that are contributing to identity theft, and one of the things is that increase in internet penetration. Right now, the adoption of internet in Ghana is going high, and even in Africa in general. So everything is going online. The government is implementing e-services. So basically, our information is also going, our personally identified, that is PII information, is also going online. So it makes it easy for perpetrators to get access to this information and use it to commit crime. But then it comes to data protection. So, but when we have when we have enforcement agencies enforcing on data protection laws and regulations, I think they can also help to mitigate identity theft. But lack of cybersecurity awareness is also a contributing factor. A lot of people they are not aware of the problems that is around them when it comes to, they are not aware of their cyberspace. Like they give out their information very easy. For example, you go to Momo, you give your number to the agent, like you give your details to the agent, whilst they don't even need to take the details, because, for example, when you go to Momo agent and you are doing a withdrawal, there's no need for the Momo agent to keep your number for withdrawal. But then they still take your number for withdrawal. There's no framework or law that is governing how even Momo agents keep the data that they collect from the people that they access the service. So all these things, they are problems that is contributing, and also high rate of unemployment. There are a lot of youths that they are in their house, they are not doing anything, and they think that it's a lucrative field for them to get in to get something for themselves. So these are some of the things that I think they are contributing factor to identity theft.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Eric. And to you, Madam Gloria, and what do you think are some of the best technical solutions or regulatory framework that we can implement to enhance digital identity security?
And we can look at, I realize that most companies are also adapting, that's the biometric authentication. It's a very good way of also, verifying the person before, going ahead to give any other solution. And then also we can also look at the blockchain technology, which is coming up, and what I realized that blockchain is a very good way, in the sense that it enhances data integrity and makes fraudulent alterations more difficult. So companies can also look at that area too. And then enhancing our API security system. When I talk about API, we are talking about the application programming interfaces. We need to implement robust, API security measures to protect data and also in transit, and also help encrypt and ensure protocols for all data exchanges. So we can also look at that. And then with cloud, we can also enhance the security cloud too, which also goes a long way to help. So these are some of the technological solutions that companies can also, look at to enhance.
Regulatory framework. How about our government? What can they do to help enhance digital identity security?
At digital literacy program. And for me, I am really advocate to that, because the more we create awareness into this, the more people become conscious about what they put online, their internet space. You realize that a lot goes on within 60 minutes on the internet. Within 60 minutes, a lot of things goes on. Google says that they process almost 5.7 million searches, which is, very, um, which is very, getting to know these things. So I think that one thing that the government can do is, more awareness, creating more awareness, and also to having comprehensive, data protection, data protection policies. I know we have, but more company, because the way the world is going, the forces are wild. Though it's always evolving. So we need to put in these policies in place for for the citizen, for people, for all of us who use the internet. Yes. And then also to regular policy reviews. In Africa, we don't really review our policies. We can have a policy over 20 years. We have never reviewed it. So regular policy review concerning identity fraud is very important, because internet is always evolving. People are always doing things. The fraudsters are also evolving. They are doing stuff, to, break, to exploit any vulnerability. So it is very important for policies to be reviewed each and every time we see there's a progression, there's an update into certain technologies, then the government must also look at it and then review policies as such.
Yeah, thank you. And also, I always say this, we are no more doing things we used to, because things are changing. Technological fields are revolving, things are evolving, things are coming out, just like AI, biometrics, and even the blockchain. Madam Gloria, you made mention. Now, to you, Mr. Eric, what future trends do you see what future trends do you foresee in the fight against digital identity fraud in Africa? You being an expert in the cybersecurity field, what do you foresee in the future that is going to emerge to help fight against identity fraud?
Yeah, with emerging technologies such as AI, it's really going to get tough. Honestly, it's really going to get tough. When you look at deepfake, now people are able to create videos and to use it to impersonate people. They are able to use it to produce some high-level documents and stuff. But then what can also be done is that the same AI, you can use it to do something that is good, and you can also use the AI to do something that is bad. So there are AI systems that they can also detect AI-generated documents or identities. So let's say if there's a system that has been built to check whether an information that is being given out is whether genuine or is fake, or it's even AI generated information, I think it will help, looking at how the trend is going. But it's really going to get tough, because always the perpetrators or the attackers are always ahead, because when they attack, that is when the cybersecurity analysts and experts will know that, oh, this system has been exploited. So then we have to find patches and also solutions and updates to mitigate that threat. So the attackers they don't sleep; they are always working. So I think that law enforcement agencies and the cybersecurity analysts and experts also need to work hard to keep the pace. But it's really going to get tough, looking at what is going on now.
Right, and before we wrap up, what will be your last advice to our viewers? You know, people lack knowledge when it comes to technological education. They take their phones and they just accept any pops up that comes in. They go to the mobile money vendor and say, take my phone and withdraw something for me, without thinking about the fraud aspect of it. What would be your advice to people watching us today?
Okay. So,
So,
in the cyberspace,
yeah, starting with Mr. Eric, you ended, so starting with you.
so with cybersecurity, you deal with technology, you deal with processes, and you deal with people. So we call the people the X factor. You can put all the security systems in place, you can put all the security measures in place, but when your employee, when your sister, when your brother makes a mistake, all these things go in vain. So, for example, you can put in a two-factor authentication on your WhatsApp application so that no one can hack your WhatsApp. But then, if you are not alert to know that you don't have to give out the WhatsApp PIN code to another person, then what is the use? Because if somebody calls you that we are creating a new WhatsApp group, so we will updating the group, so we will send you a code. So when you get the code, send it back so that we will put you on the new group. You should clearly know that the person is trying to scam you. When you give out that information, your WhatsApp has been taken over. So I think it's awareness creation, awareness creation. People need to know, people need to be aware of the cyberspace and the type of crime that is going on, and the type of identity theft, different type of identity theft that is going on. I think that the youth nowadays, they are more interested in funny things, skates, and all those things. It's good, it's giving some people money, but I think that this cybersecurity is something that the people should really be aware of, because you get money and at the end of the day, with just a click, somebody takes all the money from your account, then I think that you are doomed. So people should really be aware, and they shouldn't give out their information. I think the government is also doing well. They have the cybersecurity authority that they are also, people can report their incident to them, and they can also help them in investigating these fraud cases and things. I think they are reporting point of contact 992, so you can call them, you can text them. They
Okay, and to you, Madam Gloria, what will be your last words to our viewers?
My last is that know what you share on the internet. Internet does not forget. So when you are sharing something, be cautious about it. Know the kind of information you put out there. A lot of people don't know that. They tend to forget that the internet space, anything you put online is still there forever and ever. So know what to share on the internet. Don't give your personal information out. It's very, very important. And I know that MTN too is doing a lot, the telcos are doing a lot concerning creation of awareness in this. Other organizations too are also doing a lot, but it doesn't end there. Myself, yourself, all of us can also do well educating, especially our mothers and our fathers. You know, these perpetrators and fraudsters, they tend to target them too because they are ignorant about what is going on. They are not tech savvy. So it is very important to tell them when you receive these calls from these fraudsters, tell them don't pick their calls. You know, either you switch off your phone, So it's very important. I know of one father of mine who would tell them that when they call, he would tell them that he's fetish priest in Zima. As soon as he says that, they just cut off the line. We need to encourage them, give them all the necessary tricks as to what they do, so that at least we are protecting them. Yes. So more education should go out there. And thanks for doing this education. I mean, it's very good. People will become aware of what is happening. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Madam Gloria and Mr. Eric, for joining us, and based on your experience, for also sharing your insights with us. It was really educational, and I'm hoping that our viewers are going to take these advice. Myself, I am picking the fetish priest example. Whenever I get a fraud call, I'm going to use that against him. Thank you very much, and we are hoping to engage with you on another time.
Thank you.
Right, and that is all for the lifestyle segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Thank you for joining us. It still is Hello Africa Morning Show, and we are coming to you from the Secretariat of the Association of African Universities here in Accra, Ghana. Now on to some entertainment buzz. Nominations for the prestigious 9th Emmy Africa Awards in 2024 are now open, inviting the public to recognize and celebrate outstanding men and women across the African continent. This year's Emmy Africa Awards, which stand for exclusively Men of the Year Africa Awards, honor individuals who have made significant contributions to society in various fields, including business, education, technology, arts, and humanitarian efforts. Isabella.
Yes, dear.
Emmy Awards, Emmy Africa Awards is live, and they are accepting nominations for the 9th edition of the awards scheme.
And I like the fact that it is exclusively Men of the Year Africa, Africa Awards, but then it is looking at outstanding men and women,
ensuring gender equality.
Yes, and looking at the eligibility, it says individuals from all walks of life who have demonstrated exceptional achievement and impact in their respective fields. So it cuts across all fields. No specialization like, let's say, STEM or creative, or it cuts across all fields. And also it says nominees can be from any African country and must have made contributions that positively affect their community or the continent as a whole. I like how it almost everybody
every part of the continent. Anyone can apply.
Yes, I like it, and it shouldn't be. But then you should be making an impact.
Yes,
it's not open to everybody, so you just apply. No,
so
you need to make an impact.
It's not just about just doing something in your own corner. It is how what you are doing is impacting the lives of your community or your country or even the continent as a whole. So it's not just about filing for nominations. You need to meet the criteria before you file for it. And the awards actually encompasses a wide range of categories such as the Man of the Year Award, Woman of the Year, Young Achiever, Entrepreneur, and many more. And I like the fact that it actually recognizes entrepreneurs and young achievers, because then, most of the time for such awards, they are looking at people who have made impacts for a number
very
of
long
years.
time, legends.
Exactly, legends. But if it's saying that there's a category for young achiever, it means that somebody who is very young but has been able to make significant contribution. And that is why I am always saying that wherever you are, you can actually contribute to the development of our beautiful continent. Entrepreneurship is also one thing that is booming in Africa. And the fact that this award scheme recognizes them and celebrates them is very commendable. And
looking at the sectors, even sports, you have a slot there. The media have a slot there. Arts and even public service and health and all that, they all have a slot in there.
I think
inclusivity, everybody,
everyone can be nominated, and you can win award based off of the things that you are doing to impact the various communities that you live in and even the country that you're in. If let's say at the continental level, in terms of music, I'm going to be looking at somebody. I'm in Ghana, so I'm going to be looking at somebody like Stonebwoy. I'm going to be looking at Sarkodie. I'm going to be looking at some of our legends like this man, Daddy Lumba. Exactly. And even in Tanzania, we are going to look at the Koma Sava, Diamond Platinums. Yes, we are looking at Diamond Platinums. And in Nigeria, I'm sure lots of celebrities are going to be coming from Nigeria, because they do a lot, even in business, in sports. Now there's Saka, who is playing now for England. He's part of the England team, and he's actually Nigerian. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of the awards will go to the Nigerians. I'm not being biased, but I'm just using my discretion.
We also have. There are a lot of people from other African countries.
We do, but I'm just saying that a lot, because looking at the categories, we are looking at sports, we are looking at media, they are looking at the arts and the public
media.
service.
We have Bella Mundi, we have Bella Isabella Teta Hinakwa from AAU. Of course, I can apply for this. So, hello.
No, but I'm saying Nigeria because if I look at a category or a sector such as sports, I know that they have some personalities there. If I look at categories such as the media, I know that they have some very strong personalities, and these are not just individuals operating in a specific jurisdiction.
Okay.
These are individuals who are making impact
For the country.
across the continent.
Okay.
Some, in terms of music, you can talk about Thames, you can talk about
Davido,
Davido,
you can talk about Stonebwoy, you can talk about Diamond Platinum,
you
can
have
talk
a
about
point.
We have a lot of
We have a
people.
point.
So hello,
I
fine
remember-
Nigerians, you can make it.
I remember when we went to Namibia, they were playing Stonebwoy song, and I was surprised. But a lot of them knew about Sarkodie, because I think one evening they were playing Sarkodie's music, and then there was one guy at the hotel who was like, "That's a Sarkodie. Sarkodie is from Ghana, right?" And I said, "Yes, he's from my country." He said, "He's very popular in our country." And I said,
Look at, you've changed your accent.
I'm trying to sound like them. Yeah, so yes, you have a point.
Yes.
Ghana can
and it will
actually make a
surprise you
mark.
that you go to which country
Tanzania, South Africa.
No, I want some of this hidden countries.
Botswana, Lesotho.
Anyways, yes, you go
Swaziland.
there and you hear one corner.
Hey.
One corner. Yes,
We
it will
hope
amaze
so.
you. Yeah, I'm sure someone out there will be interested in applying.
Yeah.
What's the nomination process?
So your nominations can be submitted online through the official Emmy Africa Awards website. So you log on to their website and then you submit your nominations. And nominees are required to provide detailed information. Nominators are required to provide detailed information about the nominee, including their achievements, impacts, and why they deserve the award. So the why, you can have the achievements, you can outline the achievements, you can outline some of the impacts that your nominee has made. But if your why does not really make sense to the judges of this award scheme, I'm not sure you're going to get it. So you need to be sure that you are meeting these three required details that they will request for. And the nomination period typically runs through several weeks, allowing ample time for submissions. So you can log on to the Emmy Africa Awards website and submit your nominees list and ensure that you highlight their achievements, their impacts, and why they deserve the award.
Yeah, I think the event is in October, so you have
Yes.
from now until maybe September ending to nominate your nominee.
Yeah.
Are you going to nominate me?
Maybe I'll think about it. I mean, you have a lot of years ahead, so maybe
Really?
next year. Maybe next year.
When that is it? This is the 9th
Would you want
edition.
media or health? Because I know you do health too.
You know, when you say health, somebody would think I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse. So it's all under the media.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, health
health
in general.
communication.
So,
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So maybe next year I'll consider.
All right. And still on the preparation towards the Emmy Africa Rising Symposiums. The Emmy Africa Rising Symposium is an integral part of the Emmy Africa Awards, which is set to take place ahead of the main award ceremony. Now, this symposium brings together thought leaders, industry experts, innovators, and young achievers from across the continent to engage in meaningful discussions and share insights on Africa's development and future. The Future Rising Symposium is an exciting event hosted by the Firo Laoji Institute for Africa in partnership with Emmy's Generation Now, taking place on July 20, 2024 at the LCE campus in the United Kingdom. This symposium aims to showcase Africa's excellence, creative economy, resourcefulness, untapped opportunities within the continent and its diaspora. Now, the theme for this event is Africa's Renaissance, spotlighting the prosperity and opportunities in Africa and its diaspora. And it will also explore through discussions. It will be explored through discussions on various topics. Now, there are going to be some influential people and also prestigious and legendaries like Yofi Grant. We have the CEO of Ghana Investment Center. Is it Kip? Yes. We have the Ghanaian media personality. Like I mentioned, we have Bella Mundi. We have actor Richard Mofo Damijo. We have the founder of Engineers and Planners, Ibrahim Mahama, and many more. We have myself, Isabella Tetahina, joining the event, and many more. Naomi. So these are some of the sub-events which are going to happen before the main Emmy Africa Awards. looking at the people we mentioned, and even the theme.
Yes,
Africa's Renaissance, spotlighting the prosperity and opportunities in Africa and its diaspora.
I like the fact that
the link.
I like the fact that we are tapping into
the diaspora,
the diaspora, because they will always. It will be good to make them feel valued, that despite them being far away, we still need them, and we need to tap into the knowledge that they have acquired wherever they are, and they also need to tap into the knowledge that we have in here, which is obviously like the indigenous knowledge. So it's good that we are sort of trying to link the two, indigenous Africans and then those in the diaspora. So
and it's still cut across various sectors. We have the media, which Belamundi is representing. We have investors, founder Ibrahim Mahama, which we all know about. We have Yofi Grant. We have the CEO of Ghana Investment Center and all that. I think it's good. I mean, it's motivating. When you are in this field, you know that, okay, very soon you'll be just like you made mention, probably maybe in the 10th or 12th edition, I'll be representing the Ghana media sector and all that. It's motivating.
And it says that the symposium aims to showcase Africa's excellence, creative economy, resourciousness, and untapped opportunities within the continent and its diaspora.
We have the people.
So you bring in your identified gaps. We also bring in our identified gaps. We try and collaborate to bridge those gaps, and then of course highlighting Africa's excellence as well. So
Now before you take the next story, you know, I made mention that I'll be there. I won't be there, but if I get the opportunity, I will be there. I will surely be there. Well, what's the next story?
Okay, now Akinwade Oluwole Babatunde Wole Soyinka is a renowned Nigerian playwright, novelist, poet, and essayist. He holds the distinction of being the first sub-Saharan African to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. In he was honored with this prestigious award for his wide cultural perspective and poetic overtones that shaped the drama of existence. Some of his notable works are A Dance of the Forest, A Shuttle in the Crypt, Art, Dialogue and Outreach, Chronicles from the Land of the Happiest, Death and the King's Horsemen, Myth, Literature and the African World. Some of his notable achievements include receiving a Benson Medal from Royal Society of Literature in 1990, as well as the Academy of Achievement Golden Plate Award in 2009, Anisfield Wolf Book Award Lifetime Achievement in 2012, and the Europe Theatre Prize, which was a special prize in 2017. Isabella,
yes, dear.
A renowned to receive the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Prize in Literature. What?
I'm impressed.
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy for him. An African legend, the first time, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy for him. And
the first sub-Saharan African.
Yes. And looking at his achievements, I don't know the requirements to win the Nobel
Prize,
yes, Prize Awards, but looking at his past achievement from 1990 to 2017.
I wasn't even born.
Myself. Myself. So I think he's done quite a very good things, and also portraying Africa's story through literature and all that, and he really deserves it. And I really hope he has impacted other people who are also going to take his steps and also achieve this prestigious award. I really hope so. It shouldn't be like a solo thing, a solo thing, but he has also impacted the youth and maybe people in their in the play.
Yes.
Or how should I say? They I don't know.
In the literature world.
Yes. He has truly impacted them, others. So that if he's, sorry to say, someone
can pick it up and also do something. I'm actually just looking forward to a female grabbing this award as well.
In the literature field?
Yes, in the literature field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And still on the entertainment segment, Rema, the popular Nigerian Afrobeat artist, recently dazzled attendees at the wedding of Anat Ambani, son of the India's wealthiest man, Mukesh Ambani, with a lively performance and his hit song, His arrival in India ahead of the grand ceremony sparked anticipation, and reports from Hindustan Times indicate he was paid $3 million US for his appearance. Now, alongside Rema, other international stars like Justin Bieber and Rihanna also performed, with Justin Bieber reportedly earned $10 million US. The wedding, which took place in Mumbai's Jio World Center, has attracted a star-studded guest list, including celebrities and prominent political figures, making it one of the most extravagant event of the year in Mumbai. I saw some of the videos on TikTok, Instagram,
yes.
And that is a wedding.
It's a very big
when we talk about
wedding,
that is,
it's a very big wedding. I saw Kim Kardashian.
Yes,
Kardashian,
in the Indian outfits, and they look
really
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. And for them to pay even a Nigerian Afrobeat artist to come all the way, means that Afrobeat has really trust, like, from just being in Africa to other parts
worldwide,
of the world. Yeah.
And for an Indian to request for calm down, I mean, I learned that is what motivated it. I think maybe they like all the bright lights, that kind of, so that particular song. So he requested or invited him to come perform Calm Down for him.
And you know, Selena Gomez was on the remix as well. So
so
that is why sometimes, in as much as you're doing music, you need to think of
remix, collaboration.
The person to feature on your remixes and all of that. Because if he had used a local person, yes, it would have traveled, but that continent, outside of the continent collaboration has also helped promote the music. So yes.
And I saw Rihanna, Justin Bieber, and co also perform. Actually, this is the second. Rihanna, I think I heard Rihanna perform in another Indian wedding.
Yeah, that was last year.
A big wedding as well. And it's good. I like how these collaborations and all that mixing and cultures, and I like it. It's a very good initiative.
Yeah. So in South Korea, an unusual incident has sparked an investigation into what is being termed as a robot suicide. The robot in question was observed initially idle at the bottom of the flight of stairs. Subsequently, witnesses reported seeing it spinning atop a building before eventually falling off. The robot to work in a government office, maintaining a rigid schedule from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. without any breaks. The company responsible for designing the robot is currently conducting a detailed analysis of its components to determine the cause of the incident. This investigation aims to shed light on whether there was a malfunction in the robot's operational systems or if there were external factors involved. Now, the incident has raised questions about the reliability and safety protocols surrounding the use of autonomous robots in various workplace settings. Well, obviously, I don't see it. Just like robots are like humans. You set them up, you program them to act as humans. And so if you make this robot work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it breaks down, you know, it's a machine and it can break down at any time. We don't know whether because it was tired or there were some external factors, but I mean, how do you make a robot work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. without any breaks?
So you made mention robots are like humans, which I totally disagree.
You disagree?
I totally disagree.
No, I mean they are programmed to act like
are
humans.
not like 9 a.m. to 6. It's small. Do you know what people do?
Yes, I understand.
People can work 24 hours in 3 days before they can take a break.
And that is why it's a robot.
Exactly.
It's been programmed to work. They said...
And you didn't even achieve. He couldn't even get to the 6 p.m. and he just fainted.
Working in
this is what people are saying, AI can replace humans.
No, it cannot.
Never. It can never replace humans. Look at a robot. He couldn't finish the job and fainted. And you are comparing that to humans' ability.
Probably there was a malfunction.
I'm sure there is.
Even as human, you can malfunction at some point between the 9 a.m. period to 6 p.m. period. So you can break down if there's any
It's a
malfunction.
machine.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
there will be a fault and it's not 100% accurate.
Exactly.
But this goes to people who are saying AI or machine robots are going to replace that. It is never going to happen. You need to equip yourself. You need to be ready to work with the robot. You have to operate the robot and not the robot operating you. Now,
well, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to delve into the world of sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
The CGC Show is back on your screens. This season on the CGC Show, bring you nothing short of interesting and of course educative interviews. We are going to delve into the areas of technical and vocational education and training, TVET. We will get interactive with our professional and well-experienced guests to educate us on how to attain the career path you have been dreaming of in TVET. On the show, we focus mainly on highlighting career opportunities and job prospects available in the program you are studying or yet to read at the tertiary level. Better yet, we help you understand that whatever venture you are in can contribute to the economic development of our beautiful continent. Join me, Mr. Ko, on the CGC Show on AAU TV as I engage experts and professionals to help build and nurture your career. The CGC Show, your trusted pathway to your dreams.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Thank you for staying with us. It still is the Hello Africa Morning Show, and now we are going to be delving into the world of sports. For sports, this week we are not going to be talking a lot. We are only going to be focusing on the Copa America 2024 as well as the Euro 2024. Yesterday, Isabella, Spain took the coveted cup. The coveted prize of being the winners of Euro 2024 Cup, and they played against England. Actually,
okay.
How do you feel about that?
Okay,
were you also expecting England to win the cup?
Obviously, you know.
Why?
Hold on. You know, when we are talking about Spain and England in a tournament, looking at performance, looking at past performance, looking at possession, looking at skills. I'm not saying the Spain don't play well, but obviously I don't support any of these countries. But if I am to choose, I'll be going. Look, if I don't, especially if I played a bet and I don't want to lose, I'll obviously go for England. But then here lies the case: the story changed, and Spain actually won the tournament and took up the.
Yes.
Kudos to them. But I was looking forward to England winning that.
No, I wasn't looking forward to England winning because
why?
We all know that football originated from England. Actually, football originated from England. And I wanted people to know that yes, maybe the originators of something, but over a certain period of time, if you do not build on your skills, you can actually lose that belonging you have with what you yourself originated, because you are the originator, you are the one that brought everything. People will now tend to look to you And so if you also become complacent, people will build their skill and overcome you. So that is what I saw in England's game. And they played well. They actually did play well. But a lot of people were also blaming their coach. Because I remember on Twitter, somebody was like, on X, someone mentioned that you cannot have such a solid team as the England team and still be playing a game where you are unable to win.
Okay.
Yes, they played slowly. Okay. They played even all throughout the tournament. It was just wins on small paces, and so we were expecting that by now they would have done their homework and be able to tell that, oh, these were the gaps and these are the areas we need to strengthen. Okay. But that did not happen, and most people were blaming the coach and the technical team because, of course, you should analyze each game. After each game, you should be able to analyze and say that, oh, these were our weaknesses. So let's strengthen these areas. And we saw the same game that they had played all throughout the tournament being played at the finals as well. And I was always rooting for Spain. Like I said, I wanted people to see that in as much as you are the originator, someone can build their skill and overcome you. So, and in Spain, there were these two players. I don't know their full names. There was some Lamine, and then there was also another player forgotten. They are very young actually, and they celebrated their birthday within the week last week. They had it, I think, on Friday or so, and then for them to also bring that celebration all through to the finale, it was a beautiful sight to behold. And I could see that those two players actually have a bond, and their relationship was very good. You could tell that they had a very solid relationship on the pitch, and they played excellently well. They delivered. In fact, when they scored the first goal, I was over the moon. I was just excited. Until England scored, they equalized, and then I was like, what are these guys doing? And initially, but they missed a lot of chances. So if not for that, I'm sure
they would have
scored a lot.
I'm saying that when it comes to tournament, England and Spain, comparing experience, comparing skills, comparing you having the quite solid team. You obviously go for, I'm not saying Spain do not know how to play ball, they are not doing well, but you obviously go for the high, the high odds. Yes, you obviously go for the ones with the high odds where you know that they are going to be. And looking at the pace, if we are saying we are going to compare the pace or for their victory, someone maybe tactical, will not play aggressively, right? A team will be tactical and not play aggressively. But then, knowing, okay, if I pass to this, I pass to this, and pass, and looking at how they arrange, you know, they have this arrangement. They obviously win.
England's coordination was very bad on the pitch. I'm not going to lie. England's coordination was very bad. Because
if they are blaming the coach on that, and that's fine, but not the pace.
No, so it's because their coordination was bad. Even their passes were very bad. Most of them were not successful. They could get the ball and immediately they pass, and there's nobody there. And another person from Spain's team just gets it. So you could tell that they did not learn all throughout the game. And that is why a lot of people, even the England supporters, are very sad, because we saw the games they were playing all throughout the tournament. And so we were expecting some form of change. I wasn't expecting, but England supporters were expecting, because I was already rooting for Spain. And I was so glad. In fact, that's actually a fun fact. I was so glad that Portugal was not in the finale.
Yeah, I know. And because of Cristiano Ronaldo,
I was so glad that Portugal was not in the finale, because honestly, that is just my opinion. I feel like they baby Cristiano Ronaldo so much on the pitch, and
but he's a god.
He's a god. But I mean, they baby him on the pitch so much. I feel like on the pitch, yes, he may be like a very prominent player, but on the pitch, they are all equal. Somebody could just push him slightly. And because he also has that at the back of his mind, he also exaggerates the impact. And I'm like, Cyril, please get up.
No. He needs to get the foul for his
I was so glad
team.
that I think it was England that took them out of the game. No, it was France.
It was France that played against Portugal and they took them out of the game. But France disappointed me and I was so hurt because I was actually rooting for France.
From the beginning
of the tournament, I was rooting for France to win. And then they disappointed me when they got to the second game and then they just had to exit. But away from Euro 2024, Argentina also took the cup home. Of course, Messi he plays for Argentina.
Okay.
And then they took the cup home. But even before that, there was this controversial comment that I saw on Twitter. We said that Harry Kane could be cursed because he's never won a cup for his team. And I'm like, I would love to know your comments on that. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? You can share yours. You are a viewer. You can share yours via social media platforms. Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube. AUTV official on Instagram. Let us know your opinion on that. Do you think Harry Kane is cursed, and why hasn't he? Yes, despite he being a very good player, why hasn't he been able to win a cup for his team? But Isabella,
what's my comment?
What's your comment?
Thank you for asking, because I was prepared for my comments. You know, when it comes to football, it is a collaborative work. It is teamwork. You may be as good as even the inventor of football or even a game. You may be very good. You may have the skills. You may have the pace. You may have everything. But if your other team members are not supporting, are not equal, like getting to that level. No, I'm not saying they should all have the skills, but they are not supporting one way or the other. Obviously, you're not going to win. You can be. It's not a one-man. It's not a one-man game. It's not a one-player tournament. If you are the striker, you need a defender. You need a midfielder to get a goal. Exactly. If that's the same way, whichever position you are, if you are the best person.
So then these greatest of all time people are not greatest of all time, really, because they always rely on others.
No. They are,
and I think it's only one person who has acknowledged the fact that
Messi.
Yes, Messi always acknowledges the fact that people support him. People are the ones who feed him.
Exactly.
But Ronaldo never does that. I have never seen any serious.
Well,
he always thinks that he thinks
no.
It's
not possible. You need the support from your partners, and for them to think they are the god of football, it is based on the rankings and based on your skills and individually, and not team. Well, but when it comes to team, I'm sure Portugal is not going to win the highest rank. Did you get what I'm saying?
Anyways,
they're going to look at the skills.
Argentina won Copa team.
I'm happy because I'm a Barca fan and I like Messi, so I'm happy Argentina won that.
I don't know. I've always been a Man United fan, so obviously England. But I mean, I'm tired of them. I want to move away to Real Madrid.
But
and that is why I was rooting for Spain during the finale, because Real Madrid is in Spain, and I want to move from Manchester United to Manchester United to Real Madrid. So yeah,
Real Madrid. You have your reasons.
Yes.
And I am La Liga, Barca fan.
Aye.
No matter what, whether Messi is out or not, I'm still with Barcelona. But when it comes to players, my favorite, if you know me, you know who my favorite.
Oh, please, Jordan, are you?
Yes, he is my favorite player all time.
So yeah, Messi was able to win the Copa 2024 for his team Argentina. I watched a bit of it and they played beautifully. It was a sight to behold. I think they played against Colombia in the finale and they scored I think 2-1 or 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But were you expecting? Okay, it was a 1-0 actually.
1-0.
It was a goal against Colombia and they scored. So yeah,
that's Argentina.
Messi always wins cups for his club, for his team. So maybe, just maybe, how come Portugal didn't win the World Cup? Did they?
No.
Yes. So that should tell us something. We don't need to argue about who the greatest of all time is. Messi is. We all know. It's evident.
They'll come for you.
Please don't come for me. That's my opinion.
Exactly.
Opinions are like noses. Everybody is entitled to one. So yeah, that will be it for sports, and we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our segments, our today's episode. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
This is Hello Africa. Keep watching AAU TV. Ciao.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
And that is all for today's edition on Hello Africa Morning Show. If you just joined, first of all, thank you for sticking with us throughout the edition. And if you just joined, you've not missed, you can follow the discussions or this segment on our social media handles at Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube. Naomi, those who missed, I mean, what did you discuss
so today? We talked about a building collapsing in Jos in Nigeria, where 22 students were found dead, but 132 people were able to be rescued. There's also going to be a trial on Binance, where there was some form of tax evasion from the executives. Into our lifestyle segment, we discussed digital identity fraud in Africa. We had some amazing guests joining us to help us do the discussion. In the world of entertainment, we talked about the upcoming Emmy Africa Awards, where nominations have been opened, which you can apply or nominate your nominees via the official Emmy Africa Awards website. We also talked about the first African to be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature, Mr. Akinwode Oluwole. In the world of sports, we also talked about the just ended Euro 2024 and, of course, Copa 2024. It's been an amazing time with you, and we hope that you continue with the discussions. You send in your comments, your questions via social media platforms at Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, AUTV Official on Instagram, and AUTV_universities on X.
And this has been successful through the support of our sponsors, Vena Purified Water. Like I always say, if you want to quench your thirst, don't forget to purchase Vena Purified Water. And as you're purchasing, you're also impacting on people's life. And Biko drinks, they have varieties of flavor: cocktail, lemon, Fanta, cola, and all that. And do well to purchase. Thank you very much, Vena Water and Biko drinks, for supporting this initiative. My name is Isabella Teta Hinakwa, and I'm here with
Miss Naomi Dako. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.